Welcome to another exciting episode of the Andre The Beast Crayton Show. Like I said so many times, I never know who's going to walk through that door. And like always, I'm truly blessed and very surprised. But today I'm really, really excited because I love music. Not just any kind of music, but that music that has that harmony, that almost like, what's the group? The Whispers. I'm going showing my age. The OJs. New Edition. The list can go on. But today, we have a young group out of Indianapolis, Indiana that's basically making headways all over the social media with their music, with their entrepreneurship, with playing it forward, with giving back to the community. I'd like to welcome in the studio the one, the only, Forecast. What's up, guys?
Yes, sir. What's going on? Thank you for having us. Thank you.
No problem. Man, I was talking to your manager, Sid, the great Sid Johnson, and right before the show, so I said, man, who came up with the name Forecast? Because, I mean, it's cloudy one minute, it's snowing the next minute, it's raining. It's always a forecast, but you guys definitely have taken that name to a whole different level. Let's start here first. Let's introduce you guys first, and then we'll get into some questions and answers.
Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Cjayy.
I'm Shaq Diesel. I'm Al Wayne.
How did you guys get the name Forecast?
Well, Forecast was named by my father, and Forecast represents the past, the present, and the future, and that's what we kind of represent, especially when we're singing together.
What do you mean when you say past, present, and future?
Well, you got, New Edition, you've got The Temptations, Silk Sonic, those are, some of our favorite groups, and that's kind of what our influences come from, and we kind of represent that, and we're trying to bring R&B back.
It's so funny you said that, because look, right before we was doing this show, I'm in my car and I'm playing Papa Was a Rolling Stone and a couple other songs by The Temptations. I said, you know what? I can admire your manager, and let me explain to you why. Sid believes in keeping it real and not letting music disappear, especially the R&B. Your father seems to have a big influence on you, because you just said something. Your father helped with the past, the present, future. What did you learn from your father, and how did you bring this into this group?
At a young age, my father was a drummer, and I went to bed to drumming, guitar playing, singing, all that. So I kind of grew up in the music, the live music world. And when I got my first start, it started off with live music. And then as time went on, Cjayy and Shaq was added into the band, and then we came up with the Forecast group, the Male Forecast R&B group.
That shit sounds like The Temptations. You know that, right? You've seen the movie.
Oh yeah, I mean, our lives is a movie.
It's a movie.
It's a movie. Everything that we go through, everything that happens, it's like we can write a whole script.
Really?
Yes.
How'd you guys actually meet? I mean, because it didn't start out with you guys just saying, okay, we're going to start singing a cappella. You guys went to school. You're from the east side of Indianapolis. Represent the east side.
Yes, sir. Definitely.
How did you guys actually meet? How did this come about?
Well, really, to be honest, as Al Wayne was saying, he was doing the live band scene and stuff like that, and he's actually best friends with my older brother.
Oh.
So he's been knowing me since I'm like baby, running around in diapers and stuff like that. So we've always had that connection and that bond together as big brother and little brother, and it was crazy because each year, as I got older, he would inbox me or he would message me out the blue, be like, "Man, you 18 yet? Like when you gonna be legal? To come to the clubs and stuff." And I finally got to that age, man, and they had to show up at OB's, and I asked him could I come and just support and possibly sing a song or two, and he allowed me to sing, and that's how we kind of got together. And then Diesel, I've been knowing Diesel since high school. Warren Central, shout out Dubsy.
Yeah.
Right?
Shout
Gotta get
out
there
Warren.
and see.
Shout out Warren.
But yeah, I've been knowing him since high school, man. And we were in R&B groups together and doing different things. And we kind of had our different, situations going on in our life. And then we finally reconnected when he came to a show at OB's. How ironic is that? OB's, Lord. But came to OB's and we locked. And then we found out that they was uncle and nephew.
Really?
Y'all want to elaborate on that?
Yeah.
So that's family for real. Tell me about that.
It was just basically, my auntie, these are,
I'm married to his auntie.
recently.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
2 years back.
She's a cougar.
Please forgive me.
Sis.
So when you guys are at Warren, you're doing your different things. Because let's get real. In high school, you got so many other things going on.
Sir.
You probably play basketball. You guys play football.
Yeah.
When did the bug of music started to evolve for you guys?
Well, it's always been me going to church and doing, quartet while I was like in a young age.
Right.
And then I started, listening to R&B more and more and more. And then me and Cjayy actually started an R&B group.
What was the R&B group name? Because that's where it
It was,
started.
it was Four Talented Gentlemen. It's
Okay, I like that.
4TG.
Yes,
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
and then we just, tapped in with the R&B, and now we're here.
When you guys were going to school, because I'm not going to tell my age, I went to school with some cats that were getting into the music industry and so forth. But what was the hardest part for you guys, and when did you guys actually say to yourself, I'm going to turn this into a career? Because this is what happened. I know you guys have been watching Power and 50 Cent and all that, and I saw an episode with Raising Canaan where they asked Jukebox, what do you want to be? And she got hesitant for a minute, and she says, I want to be a singer. And the counselor said to her, that's a hobby. So then she looks and she sees White Castles and McDonald's. Naturally, you guys know the rest of the story. What kind of support did you guys get when you decided this was what you want to do in high school?
Honestly, for me personally, ever since I was a kid, I knew that probably around the age of 4 or 5, I knew music was something that I wanted to do full time. Because my father, he's into music, and my cousin is Tabitha Duncan. She's a part of Cut Close. So kind of seeing her and doing her thing, and just being around music in my life and hearing like the Brothers of the Temptations, the New Editions, and the Jodeci's and stuff like that. And then going into high school, like Diesel said, doing the R&B groups and trying to figure out what was a turning point for me to say, like, okay, this is really what I want to do, was when we did Warren's Got Talent. It was my senior year, and we performed End of the Road, which is ironic.
Yeah.
And when we did it, the response of it, man, and the love that we got, and the yells and the screams, and I just knew when I got on that stage, the chills that filled my body. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like when you know something is meant for you, and you know something is right for you, you just know. So
What do you take on that? What's your take on that?
Mine just recently happened when I joined Forecast. Like, I wanted to do this, like, as a career. Like, these guys been on my, not to get emotional or anything, but these guys been with me.
I want you to get emotional.
Since my dad died. Like, my dad
Okay,
died
I'm
the
sorry.
same day as our first concert that I was
Okay.
with these guys, and they were there from me from the beginning. So, this group, this family that we got, this brotherhood we got, is going to always be locked in because these guys have been, on my back ever since.
What's your take on that?
Man, I grew up in this, and when it comes to live music, I'm more of a adrenaline junkie. So I get, the energy and that feeling that I get performing
Right.
is something that I am probably addicted to.
I can tell by the video I was watching of you guys. I was like, man, they're addicted to this.
Absolutely. But it is something that I love to do. I always love to do. It was just, I was Joe Jackson into it.
What's the struggles that you guys deal with? Let's get real for a minute. This isn't easy for people to just get into this industry. There's probably more failures than there is success. How do you guys navigate that?
Oh, all right. Well, there was an instance before these two joined the group. That we had a gig at I'm not gonna name the club, but no, it's because it's not a club anymore. It was called All That Jazz and Blues, and they were performing as 4TG.
Oh man!
And I had a role into making sure that they performed there. You know, I was waiting on them to come of age. They were like 18 years old, so I'm a little bit older than them.
Right.
And they performed. They did a great job. They packed the place out and didn't get paid.
Wow.
Yeah, they
And
stiffed us.
to navigate that, I would say that they didn't give up on their dreams and they
Right.
kept pushing. And that's kind of what we've been having to do our entire career, is just keep pushing through adversity to make sure that we reach our goal.
Who's the actual? I'm not gonna call it leader, but who's the voice of reason when it comes to business decisions? Not talking about see it. We're talking about just you guys in general. Like, who's the voice of reason here when? Cause get real, you're gonna have some conflicts and stuff. Who's the voice of reason between you guys?
That'll be Cjayy.
Give me an example. Give me an example, CJ.
I'm gonna be honest with you, brother. To be honest, we are all each other's yings to yangs. I always say that, because when you got hot, you got cold. When you got cold, you got hot. And it's just situations where we're all human. You know what I mean? And we're trying to fight for a dream and fight for something that, you know, will supply our needs and our family needs and generational needs and, you know, just different things like that. And sometimes we get irritated, but then sometimes you have to just, all right, even though we're mad, let's sit and let's think about, you know, logically what moves we need to take or what we need to do. So, yeah, we all have our moments, but you know what I mean? It's just all about thinking about being positive and thinking about what we can do to get better and to grow.
What was one of the others? Go ahead.
No, I was just saying that part.
What's one of the major struggles that you guys had to overcome? You're young. You definitely got to have. You definitely starts with believing in each other. But what's some of the, especially? I'm gonna let you answer this question. Because you lost your father. I'm sorry that you lost your father.
Yeah.
That had to be difficult for you because you want to keep your dream, but now I'm pretty sure with the loss of your father, a lot more responsibilities is on you now.
Yeah, it is.
And peer pressure. What's it like for you to have that on you at a young age and still want to make sure your dreams and not let anybody else down in the process?
I mean, well, you know, my dad always told me, like, if you don't try, it's a fail. So if you ain't trying, you're gonna fail. Like, why not step out on faith and see what's gonna happen? Like when he passed, they like, you still gonna perform? I'm like, yeah, come on, we out here, we working. So I'm like, you know, it's always a difficult situation because you got people that like the naysayers and you got negative comments and all that, but we gonna continue pushing forward and pushing positivity, like Cjayy always say. So yeah, it's
How do you guys deal with the negativity that comes your way? Do you channel that into your music? How do you do it? Because naturally you're gonna have some doubters. You're gonna have that. Look at Taylor Swift. What just happened to her? You know what I mean? How do you guys deal with that?
Honestly, man, praying. That's number one. You know what I mean? Staying prayfully, Lord Jesus, forgive me, but staying prayful, you know what I mean, and praying and being positive, and then also proving people wrong. You know what I mean? It's one of those situations where I was always told, and you said we're being real, being honest, I was always told, if you don't have haters, you're not doing the right thing.
I want the haters.
You know what I mean? Because that makes you want to be better. That makes you want to grow.
Yeah.
That makes you want to continue to keep doing what you need to do, because at the end of the day, haters are just people that, you know what I mean, see what you're doing and they can do the same thing. You know what I mean? They're just probably not going the same route as it. But it's one of those situations where, you know what I mean, we just love proving people wrong.
How do you guys write?
I like to
go ahead.
piggyback off of that.
Go ahead.
Like my brother said, man, we love to prove people wrong. I am competitive in nature. He's competitive in nature. And just, you know, playing sports and things like that, when it comes to music, I apply that into our music of just being competitive and trying to be the best.
Speaking of your music, how do you guys come up with the ballads that you guys come up with, the music? Who is it? A complete collaboration of all three of you guys, or did you go, oh, well, I lost my father, I want to write this way, blah blah blah? How do you guys come together to put the right track together? And the second part of that question is, how many tracks have you guys actually just said this is not going to work, and why?
So
You wasn't expecting all this, did you?
so CJ's wrote "Hold On." He was the writer on "Hold On," and I mean he has to speak for what made him write "Hold On," but it spoke to me because I've been through things in my life, and when it comes to women, and sometimes you get upset and you just kind of want them to just let's not make rational decisions. Let's just hold on and wait. Let's think about it. Let's talk about it and try to make it work. But when it comes to writing music with "Girl You Good," it was Nutbush who actually wrote that song.
Really?
Yeah. Shout out to Nutbush.
Yeah.
Shout out to Nutbush, Uncle Sid.
Okay.
Absolutely. Talent. We're surrounded by talented writers, including ourselves. We write, compose, and all that great stuff.
When Nutbush brought that lyric to you guys, how did you know it was going to be almost like an a cappella versus one guy taking it and running with it?
Man, I loved it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The way that
love
he
it.
constructed it, the way that he did it, but just a quick little insider, man. The first version was completely different.
Really?
The version, that was out there. You know what I mean? And that first version was sick. It was dope too. But the second version is just
What made you guys choose the second version then?
It was a piece of forecast in it.
Yeah,
Like we made a forecast version.
yeah. He wrote it like for us.
like he was us.
Yeah.
He wrote it from our perspective.
I think Uncle Sid had a lot to do with that, because
Yeah.
Uncle Sid at that point kind of knew what our sound was and knew that song was going to work for us. And I think they were sitting on that song for years.
Really?
Yes.
What is you guys' sound? That's good, because I get tired of hearing the R&B because to me it begins to stereotype a whole group of individuals, but everybody has their unique sound. You guys is definitely unique. I loved it. I mean, it takes a lot to get me to move with these knees at my age. I was up and moving. What is you guys' sound? What is your identity, and why do you have that identity versus the other R&B artists? It's like the OJs, the Temptations, the New Editions, and so forth.
Well, we kind of critique ourselves, like I said, to the past, the present, and the future. So when you hear us, you're gonna hear every element of that in our music. So that's what kind of makes us unique. Is you can't just pinpoint us in the past or the present. You know what I'm saying? It's a collective whole when it comes to the genre.
What you getting ready to say?
I was gonna piggyback on the song. Like basically, like it gives each person a different version of the song, so you actually can see like who and where we are set at in singing. Like my first verse is just simple, simple and low tone and all that. Then you got CJ, and then he takes it up, and then Uncle Al just takes it and make it sweeter.
Yeah.
So it's always a different vibe when we all come together. So it's gonna be nice when we put it together.
Now, I noticed you guys have worked with a couple of great artists under the MECAP logo. And I saw in the video you guys work with K Hugs. What's that like?
Yeah,
It's dope.
Awesome.
Sis.
Yeah.
Awesome artist, beautiful woman, very talented,
Very sweet.
very sweet,
She's so
very
sweet.
humble.
So
Yeah.
sweet. And then another one, Kelsey Marie.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for
She's
sure.
amazing. She's awesome. She has great music too. And then DK. Can't forget about the brother
Yeah.
DK. DK's dope.
Shout out 12.
Yep, 12. Shout out 12. And a whole bunch of other artists are part of it.
How do you guys? I like the MECAP family. I like the young artists that are involved in creating a new legacy of music. I like the way that you guys have basically not being selfish with your music. I see that you guys take a lot of young artists and handcraft them. How does that make you feel? The knowing that you guys are the future and you're basically bringing new artists and keeping the dream alive with Uncle Sid and the MECAP label.
It's an honor, I'm very humbling to know that we get this opportunity to push our music forward. It's something that we've loved to do since we were knee high. So.
What's it like working with Nutbush? I mean, here's a nutty professor.
Inspiring.
Yeah.
I mean, this
Yo,
dude
call
can
him
play
legend.
every instrument under the sun.
Legendary.
Really.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
He's amazing.
We've seen all the plaques, the Nutty Professor.
Yeah.
Keith Sweat.
Soundtrack. Yeah.
Yes.
All in there. It's crazy.
And
Greatness.
the thing about with Nutbush is he allows you to be you. You know what I mean?
What do you mean when you say that? Because we hear that so much from people that says he or she allowed me to be you. What does that mean to you when somebody says that?
Well, in my opinion, you know, some situations where you go record and do a song that someone produced or, you know, wrote or whatever, they want you to sing it a certain way that they want it. You know what I mean? And with Nutbush, he allows you to be comfortable and, you know, just kind of explore with what you want to do with your voice. Now, of course, he won't allow you to go off track, you know what I mean? But he allows you to, you know, kind of go outside the box a little bit.
What do you think about that? What does it mean to you?
Nutbush is, you know, just that genius type of person, like engineer guy. He like, all right, I want you to do this, but yeah, he like CJ said, do it your way. And then like, you know, I'm not that type of person to do all the runs and all that. He was like, you got falsetto? I'm like, no. He was like, do it anyway. But I'm like, I ain't got a falsetto. He's like, try it. And you're like, all right. So I'm like, you know, thinking in my head, like, you ain't gonna fail if you don't try. So
What do you guys like better? Do you like singing the way you're doing, like a cappella, or do you like incorporating? Because you guys play instruments, or do you like bringing in your instruments at the same, you know, with your music, or is there a difference for you guys?
I'm definitely taking a live band over a track day or something like that.
Really? Why?
It gives it a whole nother feel with our guys behind this. It's just immaculate.
Yeah, with the track, you know, we're kind of stuck to what the track is gonna do, but with a live band, they follow us.
Really?
So we can put more of ourselves in the music.
Has there been a time where the band screwed up?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, we don't want to go there.
Yeah, but you know what I mean?
Like, how do you recover from that when they screw up? You know what I mean?
Hey,
Keep
practice.
going.
Keep going, yeah, practice. And then it's also one of those situations we mess up too.
All the time.
You know what I
Really?
mean? Yeah, we mess
How you
up
mess
too.
up with?
Oh man, from getting words, from
Yeah.
getting
Oh,
choreography. and
really?
stuff like-
$5.
$5, yeah. But it's one of those things where, and again, I don't know if my brothers can attest to it, but when you're on stage and you know everybody's feeling it and the adrenaline's going and everything's going great, sometimes you may forget something here or there because you're just so focused on doing good. You know what I mean? And doing great. So it all comes with the territory. But again, like the brother said, live band, all day, all day.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask you guys a question. You guys been all over the place, blowing up like crazy. Who are some of your mentors in the music industry, and some of the people that you guys met?
Babyface is one of them, definitely.
It's the GOAT.
The GOAT.
Number one, definitely Babyface.
Yes, definitely.
My father's a mentor to me as well. He's been in the
yeah.
music industry.
Shout out Pop.
CJ's father,
Yeah,
been in the music
definitely.
industry.
My dad.
Flash from Manchild, you know, I've performed with him before. There's a plethora of artists out
What
there.
about Babyface?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Man,
We went to Greenville, South Carolina last year, and while we was recording "Girl You Good," by the way, and it was our first time going down there, and it was a great experience seeing our guy, hometown guy, B. Thompson.
Yes, sir.
B. Thompson, yeah. So
What did you learn from being with him? What kind of advice did he bring to you guys that you felt elevated your game a little bit?
Well, honestly, man, it was one of those situations where they were such in a rush. They had to get going, but to be able to just be in the presence of greatness, you know
Right.
what I mean? And the fact that he actually took time to come in and just say hello and to ask us, you know, what school we went to and stuff like that. It was
Right.
just, it kind of was just like, it was humbling and all together, you know what I mean? Because to be in front of a GOAT and for him to take time after just killing the show, like he
killed it.
murdered that show. Like they killed it. And for him to take time after that to just speak to us, it was definitely just
What's
amazing.
crazy about that is that he even asked us what we liked about the show, so he actually cared about our opinion. So
Really?
he's a really down to earth person, absolutely.
Let's talk about another down-to-earth person. The guy that you guys are up under, one of the greatest labels of this generation, MECAP, Uncle Sid Johnson. Tell me what he how he's mentored you guys and what values has he brought to you guys' life?
If you don't stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Say it again.
That business side, definitely.
Where did you guys ever fall for anything before you met Sid?
Oh
Of
yeah,
course,
for
man.
sure.
We made all kind of mistakes.
Definitely.
For sure.
But we
just tryna-
learned from him, though.
We just trying to take in all the wisdom from a legend.
Absolutely.
What you mentioned you learned from him. What else did you learn from him on your side? What did you learn?
Not trusting everybody and not believing that, somebody will tell you one thing and then 2-3 days later they disappear. You know what I mean? In situations like that, the difference with Uncle Sid is, we was trying to reach out to him for like months and he never really,
Don't that piss you
responded.
off when he don't respond?
I mean, it's one of those situations. He's a busy man. You know what I mean?
I'll
So-
get back with you in a minute, Andre.
but no, just hitting him up and stuff like that. And then when he finally seen us and we finally connected, he was one of those people that kept his word about everything he said. You know what I mean? And
Were
that's
you
just-
guys nervous when you first met him because of who he is?
Oh,
like,
for sure.
what were you scared about?
You look at his credentials. I mean, you could tell, like you say, Google me. He'll say, Google me. Like 2-time Grammy Award winner. I'm soaking up everything. When he opened his mouth, I'm going to soak it up.
Really?
It's just straight wisdom. Anything he says, like anything, you can take it and use it in your life.
Before we wrap up, you guys got to perform a little bit of that video. Your I'm gonna call it award-winning Grammy song. I'm gonna put it out there.
Yes,
'Cause
sir.
yeah, I'm speaking into existence. Give a little bit of acapella to that song, man, so the viewers can listen to it.
Yeah, you good. I be around a lot of women, girl, it don't mean nothing.
Girl, you good, yeah. Yeah, city after city, just the way that I'm living. You don't never have to worry.
I know where my love is, won't be taking chances. No.
Girl, you good, yeah. Yeah.
And if you didn't know, I don't have no problem saying it.
Forever will I love you.
I got my voice in there too.
I heard you. That's baritone right there.
Man, I love that song, man. How can the viewers reach out to you guys for performances, fans? How can they reach out to you guys?
Well, first you guys can follow us on all social medias at the number 4 on Instagram, the number 4 CAST_HFM. The number 4 CAST_HFM. On X, formerly known as Twitter, you can follow us at the number 4 CASTHFM. Again, the number 4 CASTHFM. And then on Facebook, you guys can follow us at the number 4 CAST Focast. And then on YouTube, you guys can follow us at the Meatcap Music channel page. Subscribe to it.
I'm gonna ask a few more questions before we wrap up, and I'm definitely blessed that you guys have taken the time out of your busy day to come and bless me with your presence and your music. I wish you nothing but the best and success. I guarantee you that song is definitely gonna rock somebody.
Appreciate it.
What can we do, the audience, to support your journey? Is my first question. What can we do as a society to make sure that your dreams and your future dreams and everybody else's dreams come to life?
Continue pushing our music. Share it, like it, comment. Give it to somebody that ain't heard of us. Give us feedback. If you like it or whatever. Always let somebody hear something new.
And make sure you guys come out and check us perform live.
Definitely.
Okay. Now, before we wrap up, this is my last question. We always do this at the end of the show. This is the beast mindset that I know you got because the loss of your father, I'm sorry for that. You definitely had to get that beast mind going. You got it. Leave the viewers with what keeps you going every day, vice versa and vice versa.
To be honest with you, what keeps me going is my children and my parents and my grandmother. Not to get too personal, and I know the brothers got to say their piece, but my parents, and my grandmother's been through a lot, you know, certain things of losing family members and things of that nature. Then of course my kids is just, they pushed me to do something where, you know, with the brothers making this, like I said earlier, something that generations of our kids and our kids' kids and kids' kids will be taken care of for the rest of our lives. So just pushing to be the best person that I can be, and for me and my family and for my brothers.
Don't answer yet. I'm gonna piggyback off of that.
Yes, sir.
You say you got family. How does your family take what you're doing? Because you're definitely setting something that they probably felt they couldn't even get to, but you're taking your money and investing it in yourself.
To be honest, my family's very supportive. You know what I mean? They support me. They you know, love all the music that we do, especially since I was a kid. You know what I mean? They've always supported. From my parents, from my brothers, to my sisters, and you know what I mean? God rest my souls to my aunties and uncles, but they were there too as well. So they definitely support and definitely love. It's kind of shocking to my mom a little bit when she comes to see us perform sometimes, and we up there
Shaking.
pelvic thrusting and all that other stuff. But besides that, man, they love it. They
Great.
love it.
What's your beast mindset? What keeps you going?
I'm gonna say the naysayers. That's what's gonna keep me going because you can't do that. You're not this. You're not that. Oh, we gonna have to show you then. If that's what we gonna have to do. We stepping on 2024. So starting with Girl You Good. So be ready. It's coming.
I like that. What's yours?
This has always been a dream of mine to do. My family, you know, that's first and foremost. They pushed me to do this and to follow my dreams. The naysayers, the people that told us that, you know, it wasn't going to go anywhere or this was just a hobby. And then also just my competitive nature of just wanting to be the best.
I like that. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been another exciting episode of the Andre The Beast Crayton